Hello, my name is Luke, and I'm the creator of Massacards, the killer hidden role game. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to play a game of Massacards. This video will assume that you already have the game set up, so if you haven't seen my How to Set Up the Game video, click that now. When the game was being set up, you were dealt your role card, and that is the character that you play as during the game of Massacards. Let's break down this role card a little bit because there are a lot of things on it. For starters, in the center of the card, there is the name of the role. Above the name is the role art or role symbol, whichever you prefer. It's just a unique piece of artwork that's meant to symbolize your character. To the right of the role symbol is your alignment symbol. Each role has an alignment. An alignment is basically your team. People who have the same alignment as each other are allies, but you often won't know who your allies are during the game. There are 8 possible alignment symbols that you can see. The innocent alignment symbol, the dark innocent alignment symbol, the murderous alignment symbol, the neutral alignment symbol, the undead alignment symbol, hungry alignment symbol, none alignment symbol, and unknown alignment symbol. During the game, you're trying to find people that have the same alignment as you and win with them. To the left of the role art are the objective symbols. Objectives are different tasks that players need to complete in order to win the game. Different roles and different alignments have different objective symbols, so not everyone in the game is going to be able to win in the same way. If you want to know more about your role's objectives, I recommend watching the role introduction video of the role that you've received. But here are some of the common objectives that appear very frequently. Kill the killer objective. You win if the killer dies. Both innocents and dark innocents have this objective, meaning they can win together. Survive the night objective. You win if you are alive when the game ends. Nothing else matters. Conquer enemies. You win if every alive player is part of your alignment. Find witness. You win if after the game has concluded, you can guess who the witness is in one try. There are many other objective symbols, so if you need help knowing what they mean, refer to the instruction book or the role introduction video. Beneath the role name are the abilities of that role. Each ability is often unique, so you'll have to read the text on the card to understand how your role works. The abilities of your role are also more thoroughly explained in the role introductions video as well. I'll talk more about abilities later. So, with that in mind, here's how you start the game. The game begins with the player who owns the game becoming the leader. If you weren't able to provide any background noise like ambient sounds or music, everyone should make their own by, for example, tapping on the table or stomping your foot gently. Be sure that you're only making enough noise to obscure player movement, but not player voices. The leader will then recite the following. Everyone must follow the orders of the leader. Everyone, hold your clue cards in one hand. Everyone, close your eyes. Everyone, place your clue cards face up on the table. Make sure they are not overlapping. Killer, with your eyes still closed, point at your own cards. Witness, open your eyes and identify the killer as well as their cards. Witness, grab the vision card pile and choose 3 cards you think best describe the clue cards of the killer. Each vision card should correspond to 1 clue card. When you are finished, place these 3 cards on top of the vision card pile and return the pile to the top of the box. The leader will then count to 30 while the witness chooses the vision cards. Then they will continue. Witness, close your eyes. Everyone, take your clue cards back and put them in your hand. Everyone, open your eyes. A word of warning to the witness. Because you know who the killer is going to be on the lookout for you for the entire game. If the game ends in an innocent victory, the killer will have an opportunity to take one last stab at victory. If the killer correctly guesses the identity of the witness, the innocent victory is revoked, and the murderous alignment wins. As the witness, you should do your best to lead the innocents in the right direction without giving yourself away. If the killer deduces that you are the witness, an innocent victory is impossible. Be careful. Because of this win condition, if there is an innocent victory and the killer is killed, do not reveal your roll cards yet. The game is not over until the killer makes their guess. Once everyone has their eyes open, the leader will draw 3 cards on top of the vision pile and place them near the center of the play area face up. These 3 cards are the vision. The 3 cards that have been selected by the witness are the only clues everyone will receive as to who the killer is. The innocent rolls need to solve the murder by revealing clue cards of other players and comparing them to the vision cards. The murderous rolls need to deceive the other players away from the true identity of the killer. Once the 3 vision cards have been revealed, the first round of the game officially begins. Leftover vision cards will not be needed for the game. Each round of Massacards is broken up into 3 phases. The first phase is called the investigation phase. The round starts with the leader choosing any of the room cards at the center and flipping it. They will then choose any 2 alive players to join them in the room they chose. These 3 players are the investigation team this round. Each room card has a number with an accompanying plus or minus symbol. If the number has a plus symbol, each player on the investigation team places any one of their clue cards face up on the table, with 1 clue card corresponding to 1 number. For example, if the room card has a plus and the number 1, each player on the investigation team would place one of their clue cards face up in front of them. These cards stay there for the rest of the game. If the room card has a minus symbol, each player on the investigation team shows the corresponding number of clue cards to all players, but does not place them in front of themselves. Instead, they return to their hand. It is up to everyone to remember these cards for the rest of the game. These cards can be revealed again normally in later rounds. The second phase of the game is called the discussion phase. Once the investigation team has either shown or placed their clue cards, the round continues with a discussion. During this time, players can discuss the new evidence that has been found and compare the revealed clue cards to the vision cards left by the witness. If an innocent player believes another player is the killer based on the clue cards that have been revealed, that innocent player can suggest the private eye uses their ability to kill that suspicious player. The murderous rolls will of course be trying to deflect any accusations and blend in with the innocent players the entire time. During this time, players can also discuss their roles, alignments, or anything else other than the unrevealed clue cards. They can be honest or dishonest about any of it. If you have a group of more experienced players, you can choose to limit discussion time with a 5-minute or 2-minute timer. Once it has been decided the discussion has concluded, the game continues onto the lights out phase. The third phase of the round is called the lights out phase. The leader will recite the following. Everyone must follow the rules of the leader. Everyone, close your eyes. Everyone, put your hands in the center. When the leader instructs you to perform your action, you can choose to play your dark ability if you have any. Private Eye. Open your eyes and perform your action. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Private Eye, close your eyes. Murderous rolls. Open your eyes and perform your action. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Murderous rolls, close your eyes. At this point, if there are any additional Dark Innocent, Neutral, Undead, Hungry, or None rolls present in the game, they would each get their own countdown like the ones listed previously, in that order. Unless guessed number cards are used, there should typically only be a maximum of 1 Dark Innocent, Neutral, or None rolls present in the game. I'll be talking more about guessed number cards in a later video. Finally, the leader will say, "Everyone, open your eyes." It is at this point that the first round has officially concluded, and the second round has officially begun. But there are a few special rules that I'm going to go over here first. During the lights out phase, if you become infected and are part of the undead alignment, you can still use the abilities listed on your original roll card. If you have a dark ability and become infected, you must still use the dark ability when your original roll would use abilities, even though you are part of the undead alignment. For example, if you are the Private Eye and you become infected, you can only use your dark ability during the Private Eye countdown portion of the lights out phase. If you are killed during the Hungry countdown portion of the lights out phase, this means your body has been devoured. Because of this, you cannot use any abilities after you have been killed by a hungry player. Other players can still use abilities on you, but you cannot use yours. Moving on, once the first lights out phase is complete, the second round of the game begins. The next alive player to the left of the current leader becomes the new leader, and they start the next round by choosing another room card to flip. Only rooms that are still face down can be chosen by the leader. The round continues just as the previous one did, with the new leader having all of the responsibilities of the previous one. Feel free to designate one player to recite the countdown text for the entire game if not everyone has the text memorized. The game has a limited amount of rounds. The number of rounds in the game is determined by taking the number of players and subtracting 1. For example, if your game has 6 players, the game can only have a maximum of 5 rounds unless an ability changes that. If the killer has not been killed during the lights out phase of the final round, the game ends with a murderous victory. Now let's talk a bit more about roll abilities and how to use them. Each roll card has different text and abilities. Cards will have light abilities, dark abilities, ability requirements, passive abilities, additional info, all of these, some of these, or none of these. Each card has different instructions on how to play each ability. If a card simply says, "Play this card," that means all you have to do is place the card in front of you face up to activate it. If a card mentions revealing cards, the player who is revealing the card must place the card down on the table for all to see. Oftentimes, this is permanent. Some cards can be given to other players. You can still use the dark abilities listed on the card even if you have given it away. The exception to this would be if the dark ability in question requires giving your card away, in which case you can no longer use that ability. Additionally, if you give your card away, you can no longer play your light ability, if you have one. Light abilities require you to have your card to play. If you play your light ability, and you have a dark ability that involves giving your card away, you can no longer play that dark ability. Once you use your light ability, and your card is placed, that card stays there for the rest of the game, unless another ability changes that. Roll card abilities with requirements can only be played if the requirements are met. For example, some abilities can only be used if you're dead. Roll abilities are separated between light abilities, dark abilities, and passive abilities. Light abilities can be played any time except during the lights out phase. Additionally, they can only be played once, and always reveal your role to everyone, so make it count. If multiple light abilities are used in quick succession, the player who placed their card down first gets to use their ability first. Dark abilities can only be played during the lights out phase. Additionally, they can be played once per lights out phase, regardless of if you have played your light ability. Some dark abilities have limited uses. Only one dark ability can be used per lights out phase. You only have one action during the lights out phase. Passive abilities are any additional text listed below the regular abilities. These abilities often alter the limits of your alignment or give you a special permanent power. During the game of Massacards, it is extremely likely that someone will die. During the game, you can be killed with a light ability, or your hand can be tapped once during the lights out phase, signaling you have been secretly killed. If at any point in the game you die, new rules apply to you. You must immediately place all of your clue cards face up in front of you if they are not there already. You can no longer speak or make gestures of any kind that would give the remaining players any hints for the rest of the game. You can still talk if the context is completely unrelated to the game. If you die, and the alignment you are a part of still ends up winning the game, you win as well. If everyone in your alignment dies, you and your alignment lose. Dead players must still close their eyes during any following lights out phases. They cannot be chosen for the investigation team, and can no longer be leader. Dead players must not reveal their role unless an ability or role requires it. From this point on, the game continues through the rounds until one of the alignment's win conditions have been met. If the killer is killed and fails to guess the identity of the witness, both innocent and dark innocent alignments win. If the killer survives until the end of the game, or if the killer and other murderous roles are the only ones left standing, or if the killer is able to accurately guess the identity of the witness, the murderous alignment wins. If either the innocent or murderous alignment wins, and you are part of the neutral alignment and you happen to survive, you also win. If all remaining players alive are part of the undead alignment, the undead alignment wins. If all players left alive are part of the hungry alignment, the hungry alignment wins. If you are able to complete your special objective as a member of the none alignment, you independently win. With that said, I would like to thank you for watching this How to Play video. If you have any questions, be sure to put them in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer them. Or you could just stick around because I plan on making several more videos about more advanced gameplay techniques and rules, so I hope you'll join me for those. And of course, I still have plenty more role introduction videos on the way, so you can look forward to those as well. Bye!